All right, guys. So in the last video, we made a bus track or an aux track, and we brought over the reverb into the bus track, right? So that we were cutting down on CPU. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna open the mixer, and we're gonna open it in the same window. So you want to hit X, the letter X on your keyboard. Do this as I do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There's the mixer. Okay, so here's our vocal track or a Vox bus, right? There's our space designer. Now, because like we were saying before, we want all of the leads to have this reverb, but we just created that bus so that we didn't have a reverb here and a reverb in this track, right? So what we'll do next is we want the vocals to have the same compression, the same exact compression. This is my compressor that I chose. Your compressor is probably different. Your settings are probably different because remember, you're being creative as we go through this process. So what I'm going to do next is, see again, here's the lead and here's the chorus lead or the hook lead. I'm going to get rid of the compressor and the hook lead, even though I want compression on that track. So I'm going to go to no plugin. Again, the way I did that was I hovered over here, right over compressor. I clicked on this little drop down arrow and I hit no plugin. Now you're probably wondering, why would you do that if you need compression on that track? Some of you are guessing the correct answer. The answer is that since this compressor right here is the same compressor we want for both vocals, again, instead of using two compressors, we're going to bring this compressor right here to the bus track. So there's two ways to do this. You can either open the compressor, go over here to default, user default, click on that. And then remember, you can save your setting, right? So if you want to save your setting, you can do that and then open it in the bus track, just like you did with the reverb. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab this compressor right here. If you click and hold it, you can drag it over to the bus track. So we're going to drop it in the bus track. And now this compressor is going to work on both lead vocals, right? So now we have compression, we have reverb on the lead vocals. Now, something I like to do is I like to add delay. Delay is basically echo. I like to add a little bit of delay sometimes. It depends on the situation, but right now we're going to do that. We're going to add some delay, and instead of doing it on the tracks, we're going to do it on the bus. Now, if you just want delay, say on the chorus lead right here, then you would just put it there. So one thing I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to click here, hold shift, and I'm going to click on the other one. So these are the two leads. Okay, I'm going to color these yellow. So now my leads are yellow and my bus track is yellow as well. So now I'm a little more organized. So I'm going to shut this down. Actually, no, I need the mixer back up. I'm sorry. So we're going to open the mixer. Let's go to the bus right here, the vocal bus, and we're going to click right here on this drop down. You see it? Click, and we're going to scroll down to delay. See where it says delay? And in this case, we're going to go to this one right here, the one that says echo. You should be following along, by the way. Don't just watch this, follow along. Now we're going to open this up by hitting mono. Boom. And now we have a delay plugin in place. Now if I hit play, first of all, I'm gonna solo the bus, and I'm gonna hit play and watch what it's gonna sound like. I know that we all make mistakes. See that? That's a lot of ridiculously crazy echo. So we don't want all of that. When you pull this plugin up, chances are it's gonna look like this. So what we want to do, I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, there we go. So what we want to do here is we want to bring the dry up and we want to bring the wet signal down. This is very much relative to the reverb. Okay, so we have our bus track right here, soloed, and let's hit play.
I know that we all make mistakes.
See how you can't hear the echo? The only thing you're hearing there is a reverb. Go try that and then come back. All right, welcome back. So just like the reverb, the dry signal is your signal for the actual transient, or the region. See that? I hit play. The dry signal is at 0. You can't hear anything, right? This is your signal volume, so we want to bring that up to 100. Feedback is going to be how long the echo carries on, and we're going to listen to that here in a minute. All right, but let's take the wet signal is how much delay you're sending to the actual signal. In this case, I'm going to start out at just like a +5, and I'm going to hit play. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your settings like this and then come back. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to hit play.
I know that we all make.
See, now you're starting to hear a little bit of the delay. Let's take this up to +10, the wet signal, 10%. And let's take the notes right here, this option right here. And let's take that to, let's make it, let's go to 1 right there. Right there, 1/4. All right, we're going to hit play again.
I know that we all.
See that? See now how there's an echo? Let's go over to this feedback right here. And let's take that up to 100%. I'm going to do it, and then I want you to do it. So I'm going to hit play. Let's listen to what that sounds like. Watch what happens when I hit stop. Watch how long the echo carries on. All right, let's listen.
I know that we all.
See that? See how it just carries on and carries on? That's because the feedback was at 100%. So depending on the situation, I like to start around 40%. Depending on the situation. Tell you what, let's start at 50. Okay. I'm going to stop here for a moment. I want you to go listen to it at 100. Hit stop so you can see that for yourself. All right. So now I'm going to take this up to say 50%. And I'm at 5% on my wet signal. Actually, I'm going to take it up to 10. And I'm going to listen. And I'm going to stop. And we'll see how long that carries on. Here we go. Oh, make sure that this is on. Mine wasn't on. Here you go.
I know that we all.
That's still a little heavy. So I'm going to go down to 40%. And I'm going to hit play again.
I know that we all make mistakes, but let's not let love.
See that? And you notice that in the song, you're hearing that delay. It's not super upfront, but stop the video here. Go check this out. Go listen to a couple different versions of the feedback and the wet signal. Pick something that you like. Okay, pick something you like and then come back. All right, welcome back. So hopefully you have a setting that you like, and hopefully you've been listening to it with the vocal muted. With the vocal soloed. I'm sorry. Now, here's the tricky part. When you get something that you like, if you're listening to it in a solo mode, we're going to hit this solo button and unsolo it. When you listen to it in context, and what I mean by context is you're listening to it all together. Blended all together. So if I ever say to you, hey, let's listen to that in context, what I mean is I want to hear everything together. Okay, so in context, play back the song with your delay setting and then come back. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to hit play on mine.
I know that we all make mistakes, but let's not.
To me, that's a little too much. So I'm going to take my wet signal. And I'm going to take this down to 5%. And I think that's going to be it for me. Again, the feedback is going to carry out how long the echo keeps echoing. The dry signal is your signal for the actual, the track that you're adding delay to. and your wet signal is how much. The color, honestly, I'm being honest with you. I don't mess with this very much. It really is not that big of a deal. I would say, as a student, I would want you to explore this. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, this is what I normally do. Normally, I don't really mess with the color very much. I usually leave it at 35 or 40 because I'm going to EQ this anyway. And then this here, this notation knob, it's basically like how the echo is going to hit, right? So I'm just explaining that to you in a non-musical term. So 16th triplets are going to be very fast. Let's solo the vocal again. And what I want you to do is just solo your bus track and hit play and go through all of these. Go through all of these and see what you like. Yours is going to be different than mine. I'm going to keep mine at 1/4. So, or 1/4. So anyway, yeah, guys, have fun doing that. Make sure that you master this skill, okay? Because you're going to be using this to mix a bunch of different songs, okay? So anyway, have fun with this, guys. And I will see you on the next video.